while I was out at the Total Archery Challenge, I recorded a podcast with my buddy Rick Hanson. A topic came up about going live on social media, and I threw in a funny little tidbit from a past canoeing trip that I went on with a buddy of mine. And to be honest, it's several years old now. It's probably like 5 years old, but
it's a young Rick.
Yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed by it, just because there's some cursing and maybe had too many beers in the 90-degree heat. So I don't know. I guess I just figure it's finally time to bring it out. And how's the saying go? If you can't laugh at yourself,
right,
you can't laugh at anybody else, right?
Gotta show your mistakes.
Welcome to the Range Podcast. I'm Ricky Bruley, and with me is Jake Hollywood Iverson. Join us at the Archery Range, where we'll tell stories from the hunt, discuss technical bow shooting tactics and gear, and pick the brains of some of the most successful people to ever shoot a bow. Whether you're about to shoot that X for the win or send an arrow at a trophy buck, this podcast is for you. The Range Podcast is brought to you by Vapor Trail Archery, makers of the best bowstrings money can buy, originators of limb-driven arrow rest technology, and innovators of Stokerized stabilizer systems. Welcome to the Range, everybody. My name is Ricky Bruley, and I'm back here in the Range studio with Hollywood. How's it going, bud?
Great. Welcome back. We're not outdoors, but this works. You got air-conditioned on a nice, steamy day.
Right? Oh, my gosh. It's been like almost 100 degrees out every day.
Yeah.
90% humidity.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Crazy. Yeah, so you had the luxury of staying back here while I was gone at Terry Peak.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I missed out on shooting, but how warm was it? Was it pretty warm out there?
It was amazing. Every day, low 70s, no rain.
Man.
It was a bit windy, but
you shoot early, so the sun's not really beating into you.
Yeah, I mean, we get done shooting by like 10 or...
Nice.
We could do it a lot faster than that, but we just take our time going down. We let people come through and everything. We take pictures and do all
Why
kinds
rush
of stuff.
when you got a vacation essentially to sit and shoot your bow?
Exactly.
No point.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a blast. I was shooting with Rick Hanson, Jesse and Ashley Kurtenbach. Who else? Sam Soholt.
Yeah.
Matt Moran came out with me, so that was pretty cool. I've never really had much of a chance to really sit down with him and get to know him, so it was like he was probably getting kind of annoyed with me because I was talking the whole time, just blah, 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 blah.
Picking his brain.
We drove overnight, so I had to do something to try to stay awake, but
right.
He did get a little bit of sleep. And then we had a new shooter to the game, and her name is Melissa, and adult onset hunter, started last year.
Oh.
And she's prepping for a trip up to the Brooks Range coming up this year in Alaska.
I thought so. Nice.
So she's got a big hunt coming up. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun to kind of get to know her. She asked a lot of questions, about like technical stuff, and she was shooting a QAD, and hopefully, fingers crossed, going to switch to a limb driver because she saw we were all shooting them. Every one of us in our group were shooting limb drivers and Stokerized. And
can't have that QAD fail on you.
Right? So, yeah, it went pretty good. And then y'all have probably noticed we've done a little, I don't know if you'd call this an upgrade, but we went to the headsets so we kind of can be a little bit more
I can throw
animated.
my arms like I did.
Yeah. Move around a little bit. Josh started that whole thing because he was so animated and moving around. And I was like, man, I want to be able to do that because I feel like I'm the ventriloquist puppet over here. I can't move, and I got to keep my mouth right on the mic.
Right. And we also unplanned matched shirts.
Right? Oh, I totally forgot about that. This is the second time now we've been twinning when we come in.
Just walk in and just, oh, hello. I guess we're doing this.
Hey, it works, man. I'll take it. That was kind of funny, though, when you came in. And I thought about it this morning when I put my shirt on. I was like, I haven't worn a Stokerized shirt on the podcast yet. So I
did one of those. Stokerized, Black Rifle. Stokerized.
Thank you for that. That's awesome. So this is our little segment we like to call Shiny Objects, where we talk about what is currently grabbing our attention. So what is that shiny object in our lives at this moment? It could be a new piece of gear, a good new read, a song, an upcoming hunting trip, or even just a feeling. I mean, believe it or not, us men, we have feelings, and we can talk about them if we want, right?
Here and there.
We have feelings aside from just straight anger and frustration and being irate.
Right. Especially during the busy season.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We're getting into the swing of it, and oh man.
Yeah. The fun has begun, everyone.
Yeah. It's been awesome though. The crew is doing really good.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the bowstrings.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're rocking. So in case you've been out of the loop, we're giving Shiny Objects its own episode so that we can provide you, our amazing audience, weekly content from the range. And, hey, we want to hear from you too. So what's your current Shiny Object? Let us know. We'd love to share it with the range listeners. And you can shoot me an email at rick@vaportrailarchery.com or Hollywood an email at wood@vaportrailarchery.com. So while I was out at the Total Archery Challenge, I recorded a podcast with my buddy Rick Hanson. And if you missed that episode, be sure to go back and check it out. The episode ran pretty long, so the Shiny Objects segment was short and sweet, but a topic came up about going live on social media, and I threw in a funny little tidbit from a past canoeing trip that I went on with a buddy of mine. And to be honest, it's several years old now. It's probably like 5 years old, but
it's a young Rick.
Yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed by it, just because there's some cursing and maybe had too many beers in the 90-degree heat. So, I don't know. I guess I just figure it's finally time to bring it out. And how's the saying go? If you can't laugh at yourself,
right,
you can't laugh at anybody else, right?
Gotta show your mistakes.
Check out the Shiny Objects clip from last week's podcast, and then we'll come back to the studio and talk about Hollywood's current Shiny Object.
Woo!
We'll be right back.
New for the 2023 archery season is our brand new online arrow customizer. Build your Victory or Easton arrows with multiple vane options, configurations, and custom arrow wraps in a large array of designs and colors. Spine indexing and expedited build options are also available, so you can get back out in the field and fling it in style. Check out the Vapor Trail Arrow Customizer at www.vaportrailarchery.com/arrow customizer.
Now we're in trouble.
Oh boy! Oh, they're
here
back.
Here comes the wife too.
She looks mad.
I bet she does.
Should we keep it going so that she can come in here?
I mean, I know we're probably boring people now, but when there's sometimes I go live on things and I don't tell Cindy I'm going to go live on things, and then I just start talking and she's in there and she doesn't know what to say. So if she walks in here, and it'd be funny to say, hey, come on in.
One time I was on a canoe trip with a buddy of mine, and he doesn't like being on social media at all. He doesn't like taking pictures, none of that. And I pulled out my camera and I was like, here we are, Facebook Live. And he started messing around and started kind of flopping the boat around a little bit. And then he tipped us.
No.
And I got it all on film. I got it all on camera because the camera was still going, and I pulled my phone up out of the water, and I just looked like a drowned rat.
No, that's funny.
And I'm like, well, at least I was recording. I might have had a few beers that day, but here we are. Facebook Live right now. Whoa. What the is going on, bro? Dude! For real? Well, at least I got it all on video. You may be familiar with the segment that we call Shiny Objects.
Mm-hmm. My current shiny object is actually I want to get this. I have a dream and I have this vision. I want to take Die Rusty as far as I can right at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do things coming up that like we've been talking about that we'll put out hopefully, but I want to see something successful like that. Mm-hmm. My shiny object is that, and then that's about it for truly my passion right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, hey, it's Jesse.
It is Jesse.
On?
Look at that.
Don't Die Rusty. He's got the Don't Die Rusty shirt on.
He does.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to go back to what you were talking about with,
I mean,
it makes sense that Don't Die Rusty is your shiny object, right? And so for me, like the big one and kind of like the short-term thing that's going on, I guess, unfortunately, I can't really talk about it. And you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
But I would say as a whole, like kind of more long-term and stuff like that, just with Susan's art and the business, it's taken off right now. It's blowing up, and it makes me super proud. You know, getting a little choked up even thinking about it right now. But it's just so awesome. I mean, you know, God is really just like, to talk about the valleys again, you know, going through, she's really been working hard, man, hard, and just going, am I wasting my time? Am I wasting my money? Is this all going to be worth it in the end? Constantly questioning what's going on. And I think a part of it too is just some of that, you know, where people see it and they like it, but they maybe don't say anything or comment. But anyway, so it's just awesome to see this going on, you know, and now she got this accepted into this huge art fair that's going on this weekend, and she's just killing it out there. And then now she just got accepted to another one that she really wanted to do in September. So it's just this is awesome. So this is really where we're gonna we got to bear down and focus and hammer this out. So, and
that's what I got to do too. And you know what we're talking about. I need to get down and get busy at this, but this is what I'm really, the Don't Die Rusty is really what I'm excited about, and I really want to get that going, and I have a couple of more adventures I'm looking at. I'm thinking about doing maybe 7 peaks in 24 hours in South Dakota. Who knows?
There you go.
But the other thing about, you keep on bringing up your wife, and if our wives got together and then Cindy started buying a lot more artwork, then I don't know if I'll be able to go hunting as much. So what are we going to do there? We need to find out, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll have to talk to her about a friend's discount, maybe.
Yeah. I was gonna say, maybe we'll run the friends and family discount. It'll be Don't Die Rusty 23. It'll be the promo code.
But I'm proud of Susan too.
Yeah.
Because I know you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like her art, and I don't say that. I should have picked that up and said, Cindy, we're in a podcast here. Hold on. She knows that we're talking about artwork now.
Yeah.
And getting together.
Yeah.
So, but no.
Thank you for saying that. I'm sure she would appreciate.
I really do like her artwork, and you know, I mean, like. And
I know Cindy said that she wants to get some too.
She does. Yeah. So that's getting kind of scary, because I mean, I'm thinking about elk, and I'm thinking about other hunts, and I'm just getting here.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
We don't, and that's just it too. Like, you know, we have family that come and, you know, they buy her art, and Susan's like, no, she doesn't want to take the money.
Yeah.
You know,
but take it.
And they, you know, the family's always just, you know, jamming it. But that's the thing too, is, you know, in the beginning it was a lot of family buying and friends buying stuff, and, you know, you appreciate all those kinds of things. But when she goes to these shows, and some of the impact that the art has on people is just amazing. She just sold a piece, I think it was today, and the gal, she had just lost her boyfriend. He passed away, and in this piece of art that Susan created, and then I made the frame for it, so we collaborated on it. And she saw her boyfriend in this painting.
Huh. That is amazing.
And she just had to have it, you know.
Yeah.
And so, and again, it's just that amazes me. I can't imagine what is going through her head, knowing that something she created can have such a profound effect on a person's.
And that's what I was going to ask. I can't imagine being an artist and having somebody having such a view of your art that they see something and it touches them so much.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just amazing.
It's awesome. Yeah.
It is. And I wish I had that talent.
For sure.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. You guys you had a good time out there with Rick, it looks like. I've never met Rick Hanson, but I know I see it all on social media. Is don't die rusty thing is pretty cool. I'm all about that. I heard him in one part say it's not about lifting or anything, and then I'm like, am I that guy? Because I'm always at the gym carrying the boats.
Well, no, I don't think it's meant as a judgmental thing.
No.
He's just saying, like, there's so much of that out there, and he wants to kind of, instead of there being all of the, it's just like, hey, we just want to focus on positivity, whatever it is that you want to do.
Yep, exactly. Whatever it is that, keeps you positive and moving, and like he says, just be able to have a full life all the way through, that's pretty awesome. I've never met Rick, like I said, but it's cool what he's doing and trying to push that. So I don't know if he's planning on doing some Cam Hanes thing with it and blowing it up or what, but that's pretty sweet. And then I don't know if you guys noticed, I noticed in the clip too, Tack must have been pretty stressful. His hair is much shorter now.
Yeah. Oh, my hair. Yeah.
Your hair is much shorter. I didn't realize you did have that much on. That was awesome.
Yeah. It took off like 4 inches or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the whole canoe tipping over. My God, dude. I've been up there and I've like been in the waves. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of sketchy, but was it? It looks shallow enough. You're standing straight up, so.
Yeah, we're on the Crow Wing River, so it's super shallow the whole way.
Gotcha.
And, but it's a trip that me and my buddies used to take every year, and there was, I don't know if it was the year before or a couple years before that, me and my buddy were kind of just at each other's throats. You know what I mean? Like we were just kind of tired of each other. I don't know what the deal was, but we had kind of gotten into a little bit of an argument, and then I don't remember what happened, but I ended up tipping the canoe. And so it was almost just kind of like payback when he tipped it. You know what I mean? But he wasn't trying to do it. He was just kind of
goofing out,
trying to get me to stop recording, because he didn't, he's like, oh yeah, you're going to record me, because he asked me all the time, I don't want to be on,
the live.
Anytime I'm trying to take a selfie or something, he tries to dodge it. Well, he's in the back of the canoe. He can't go nowhere, But, so he's just like, all right, you want to play that game?
Dude, I'd be crapping my pants if that thing flipped over. I mean, I guess if it's shallow enough, it wouldn't be such a big worry. But, dude, like up in the boundary waters, 60 feet deep, 100 feet deep.
You don't mess around up there,
No way.
Yeah, you don't mess around
Not at all. And the other takeaway of that is just don't go live.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I've never done a live thing, and you did at TAC when you're shooting out there. But, dude, I'm always just like, okay, who's going to say something stupid in the background?
Right.
Or, what's going to happen where I look like an absolute idiot? But whatever. Like you said, if you're okay, we all need to admit to our faults, and there it is. So.
Yeah, and I talk about that in the podcast too, where it's just like I've started to kind of just come to terms with things where it's just like whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like have fun with it. And so I was like, let's do some live stuff, and it was so funny because I got super nervous. You know what I mean? Before I did it, but it's just like after a couple times, and then it's just like.
Dude, we're all human.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all make mistakes, and we're not perfect, so something might happen.
Right. The biggest thing that upset me out there is so they've got this shot that's really it's the cliff shot. That's what Terry Peak is kind of famous for. And so I did a live of that, and then us hiking down the hill, getting to the target, so you can kind of get a picture of what that is all about. Because you think South Dakota, you don't really think mountains, but it is very, very much so. And I didn't, after I recorded the live, I didn't save it, and I didn't post it as like an actual post. So it didn't save the video, so that whole thing is just gone.
Was it just on the story then? Because I remember seeing it where you're like
it was live.
climbing down the rocks.
Yeah, it was live, but you have to also, then when you're done, it gives you the option to post it as well.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
didn't do that. And the other ones I had done that with. So it was like the best one, I didn't save it, and it's just gone. There's nowhere you can't.
Yeah, see, South Dakota isn't that mountainous, I guess.
Yeah. So nobody will
Proof is gone.
Nobody will ever know. I do have a video kind of coming up over the crest and zooming in on the target, but
it's pretty sweet.
It's an awesome shoot, and we got to get, I think, we got to get you out there. Like,
yeah, I've never been to any TAC.
Next year, we're definitely going to work something out where we can get out there, and then you'll have a chance to meet Rick too. Cause
I was gonna say it'd be cool if he's here for the shiny objects.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just jumping in from the sidelines.
One of these days we'll hopefully get him in here. He needs to come out our way and come visit us. But
check it out.
Yeah. So, what is your what's your current shiny object right now, man?
I mean, maybe it's redundant, but it has a little bit to do with our arrow customizer.
Yeah.
But it's every day, man. I've been telling everyone that has asked about it. Like, we have a lot of orders coming through, which is awesome. And if any of you are listening and part of that, awesome, thank you. But it's pretty cool. Just like, I'm back into building a lot of arrows, and it's just cool seeing, different setups and just playing around with different, I guess, arrow, setups completely just between veins, and then what outserts people are running and what reasoning they're running those components for, and then just knowing the importance. And it's awesome seeing, like, I've said it before on another podcast where Victory has the spine aligning already, and then going through the Eastons, it's like, yeah, I remember doing this, like last year, going through and finding the spine. But it's cool just doing that and knowing, like, when we build that arrow, it's perfect for them. It cuts out all the hard work of having to do it. But it's honestly like, yeah, you're watching glue dry. That's probably the worst part, setting the jig up and then watching glue dry for like 30 minutes at a time. But beyond that, like, it's just cool knowing that we're taking out the guesswork, and all that person has to do, tune their bow up to those arrows and then just go shoot, have fun, and hopefully kill a big trophy. But yeah, right now it's just playing with different arrow setups for me, and just, I don't know, I'm deep in it. We have, I don't know, probably in the last week we've had like 8 dozen just coming through every single day. It's just insane. So I mean, talking with Adrian, trying to find a different outsert for that to weight to this, get the same weight as this arrow. Like, it's crazy, but yeah, it's fun. That's just kind of my thing right now, is just playing with arrows. I don't know if I'll do anything big right now. I might try some Victories too. Play with those, but it's making me remember that I should probably get my stuff set up for South Dakota, because that's coming up quick.
Yeah, it's crazy. Summer's flying by fast, man.
I know, and I mean, we're gonna go out and scout late September, and I still don't have a sight tape that's really jiving that great, so I need to figure that one out. Play around with that, and then helping my dad with his arrow setup, and just, this vein for fixed blades, a little more high profile, a little more stability, what helical you're going to run, all that sort of thing. It's just like every day right now. And it is fun though too, asking, customers what they're running for broadheads and that sort of thing, and just being able to point them in a direction of one or the other, what's going to give them the best thing. And by the way, the AAE veins with our logo on it, they're pretty badass. Yeah. I don't know if you posted anything about those on the TAC shoot, but
yeah, I've got some. I got to do a photo dump from out there, because I've got a ton of photos that I was hoping to like incorporate them into the podcast recording. But it just gets to be so long and tedious, and when you're trying to throw stuff into a 2-hour-long episode, and it's just like you get to a point where you're like, man, I got to cut this thing, and I got to get it over and get it done so that we can get it posted up.
And I have photos too and videos of arrow builds, but I just have not. I was just telling you yesterday, I haven't had a chance to put it into one thing and put it on our Pro Shop page. Vapor Trail Pro Shop Instagram. It will be on there, but yeah, those, just the wraps, the designs that we're able to do and that sort of thing. It's just, it's so fun. Just actually, I used to hate building arrows too, mind you. And now it's like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Once you get it down, and it can go pretty quick. And see, I can't sit and watch the glue dry, so I have to be doing something else. So it takes me like an entire day to do a dozen arrows, but I'm just kind of coming and going, like, oh, put another one on, go off, do something else again.
That's the same for me.
So it's like, and I can't even imagine, because I think I did 3 dozen arrows this week. And I'm like done with it. So for you to have to do as much as you do, and then and we're gonna just keep getting inundated with orders. I mean, they keep coming in every day, and so it's inevitable. I'm gonna be jumping in there and helping out.
Our reps for Easton and Victory are probably hating me for all these orders I'm sending them, because eventually we're gonna do a big bulk order and get all of this just in house. But right now it's just like, man, the requests we're getting is just awesome. Like, the feedback is great. So that's my big thing right now, is just playing with arrows, just the most boring part of it, but
That's awesome.
super crucial. So
it's awesome.
yeah,
though.
it's great.
And you learn so much, just like you said, and you know, and just make sure you find some time to build yourself some too. So it's not like, I mean, it's inevitable. It's like we always have to do. You know, we're going to be building stuff at the last minute. You know, I was watching that George Riles does a video with the Last Chance fletching jig.
Oh yeah.
And I was watching it, and he was even saying too, he's like, yeah, it's nice and portable, you know, because if you're like me, I'm fletching arrows the night before a shoot, you know. So it's all, you know, we're not alone.
I think it happens
theme.
to all of us. I know I follow like Gaius Carter. He's I think part of marketing for PSE, and he's always posting that stuff. Like he'll be out at, I think his recent shoot was in Washington, and here he is like the night before playing with a sight tape and fletching arrows. I'm like, why is it always us? Like, you know, we're the biggest proponent, like some of the biggest drivers in the industry of saying, get your stuff done in like March. Nothing's happening. Get it done early. And then here we are. Like I guarantee you, I'm saying I need to get this stuff done. It'll give me a month. I'll finally start it.
Yeah.
But I'm also moving tomorrow, so.
That's right, man. You got the new house, moving into the new house. That's awesome.
I'll hopefully have a nice little room for all things archery.
Yeah.
I mean, last night I was packing up. I'm like, we have half a trailer full, and honestly, it's like fishing gear, more hunting gear, camo, like archery, more archery. And then I brought most of my bows here, so I can just bring them home.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, dude, I have like 7 bows, I think, here. Maybe it's 5, but I know in total I have 7, but only 1 bow is going right now. So I'm just like, oh my God, I have so much archery stuff, but it's a sickness, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Going back to what we were talking about, tuning at the last minute and doing all that kind of stuff too. So before I went out to Terry Peak, the one thing I was doing is I brought my bow in here and I got it paper tuned and everything, or sort of, not ideally, you know, I didn't get it where I wanted it, but still I was grouping pretty good out to 40. So I'm like, that's good. Went out to Rapids and shot it, you know, got out to the 80-yard bale and realized that my sight housing was too low. So I'd be getting fletching contact for sure, if not just literally just shooting my scope housing, you know. So, and because I had to crank my bow down to 60 pounds because I haven't shot much, so I had to like build my strength back up. And so I'm like, man, this isn't going to fly. I mean, there's, you know, 130-yard shots out at Terry Peak. So I'm like, I got to figure this out, right? So I just kind of just moved my sight to where I thought was about a good spot for 80 yards. And then I went up a little bit further, and then I just cranked my poundage incrementally until my arrow was hitting 80, which I've never done it that way, and it's probably not the ideal way to do it. But I tell you what, it worked because then I was like, okay, good. I made a line, I made a mark at 80, and then I just packed my bow up, hauled back home, started finishing fletching all my arrows. You know, put the last vein on at like 8:15, hit the road at 9. And then I didn't put my sight tape on until the morning in the parking lot.
I was just going to say, how did you get 90 and 100 confirmed? Do you just do it on the target?
Yeah, I mean, I started to kind of find out that I was about a yard short, up to about 50. And then when I was shooting out to longer distances, I was still kind of hitting a little low. So then I had to, you know, kind of incrementally start adding 2 yards. Yep. So that's just kind of how, you know, I was basically just kind of tuning on the fly, you know, as I was shooting. And I mean, the first morning we shot, I lost 4 of my dozen arrows that I brought out. But then the rest of the trip, I didn't lose anything.
Now,
once I figured out that sight tape, then I was good.
You're golden. Were those older arrows that you were running then?
Or the injections.
The
injections, but I put the new wraps on them, and then I fletched them up in the AAE Stealth Max.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And they were flying great.
Sweet.
It was awesome.
And how were they in the wind? Just fine.
Yeah. I mean, I had one shot where I was like, I had to consciously, we were kind of shooting across this open field.
Yeah.
And we were down at the bottom of the hill. So when you're on the hill, the wind kind of comes up over the top, so it doesn't really affect you that much. But at the bottom of the hill, I just tilted my bow into the wind and hit dead nuts.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it still comes back to, you know, you have to compensate for that too.
Yeah.
But so it's not all just the arrow. But I wasn't sure if you got any new arrows yet or not. So I was like, well, at least older arrows are getting blown up, not new.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to blow them all up, man, so I can get.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really like them. They shoot well, so I don't know. But
right.
We'll just see. I still have probably 2.5 dozen now.
Yeah.
So
my favorite is when we've already had a couple of local guys that have gotten the custom arrows, boom, out in the range, and I'm like,
yeah, just got them. You're
yeah,
like, oh,
there goes 30 minutes of my time.
Yeah, right.
And there goes $30,
right.
Whatever arrow it is.
Right
Yikes.
on. Well, we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
I think Josh is here. He's ready to get his stuff, his arrows and his bow. He just got that tuned up today, so we'll get him rocking. But yeah, you got anything else, man?
No. Everyone hit us up if you need anything.
Yeah.
Right now is the best, worst time to do it. So please do reach out to us. I mean, we're cranking all cylinders, 8 to maybe 8 p.m. for some of us. So, let us know if you need anything. I mean, we're here.
Yeah.
So we got the site for it, got socials for it. So.
And let us know what your shiny object is. We'll, we'll read it off in the next Shiny Objects podcast if you want to. Yeah, I don't know. You got a cool book that we should read, or some cool information about whatever we talked about, or some goofy tuning.
Keep some
stuff.
mystery here.
Yeah, whatever you got,
cool.
man. I just don't want to talk about the Jason Aldean song, so let's not. We'll just leave that in any case, so with that, we are going to pack up our bows and arrows, and we are going to leave the range. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye.
Vapor Trail is now offering an exclusive discount to the Range Podcast listeners. Enter promo code TRP15, that's TRP15, at checkout for 15% off VTX bowstrings and Vapor Trail and Stokerized branded t-shirts, hats, and other gear.
Woo! Heard it. Nice shot.
What in the hell went flying? I think he cut the tube at the bottom.